Let's play Wasteland 2. Hello, welcome back. First let's check out the zoom and camera angles. There were some complaints yesterday, but in Exile already fixed it and restored it to the values of the vanilla game. And this is full zoom out and somewhere in between. So now you can get a better view of the surroundings, which is kind of important in a tactical turn-based game. So yeah, this is an improvement. Now in this episode I will explore the compound a little bit. Talk to some characters like this guy who stands at attention before the doors of the Ranger's Citadel. He isn't allowed to let us in, of course. We need to first finish our investigation, but I do not have kiss-ass or hard-ass as a skill in the squad, so this opportunity is wasted. I should have waited until I recruited Angela. So yeah, that's a mistake. If I remember correctly, this guy can give you a nice weapon. Well, at least something to sell. Let's turn off the tutorial hints. And let's fill up our canteens to prepare for the wastes.
Hey, Echo 1, mind picking up that can over there for me? Think there's some water in there.
Yeah, let's not do that right now. We do not have the Animal Whisperer skill in our squad. Let's just pick up some free stuff. And apparently right now Vera has to do the hard labor. The shovel should probably be used by Zed, who has the highest carrying capacity. Well, some more junk to sell, but it's free, so we will certainly take it. And some more. Now after this we will meet Angela, and if I'm correct, a lot of it is new voice acting, so you can get a good impression of that. And the sound
God damn it,
quality,
Ace.
there were some
You never should have put down the
complaints
wrench and
about
picked
that.
up the gun.
I will just play this out in its entirety so you can get a good impression. A tough looking redhead with decades of sun and wind and hard living etched into her angular face. And we saw this woman at Ace's funeral. So let's talk to her.
They all hurt, but this one, man.
About a variety of subjects. I will just go through them all and, as I said, let it play out so you can judge for yourself about the quality of the new voice
Ace
acting.
wasn't even a ranger. Not at first. He worked as a driver and mechanic for Farron Brygo up in Vegas. When Base Cochise started sending its death machines into the desert, Brygo sent Ace south to recruit robot fighters. We met him in quartz. He'd pissed somebody off out there and they'd locked him up. We sorted that out, and he started running with us, helping us fight Cochise, and never stopped. Vargas eventually gave him the uniform and the hat, but I don't think he ever formally signed on. He was just always there. And now he's... God damn it, Ace. I knew this one was trouble, I knew it.
So talk about the trouble of Ace's mission.
He was working on the same thing Vargas has you working on. Trying to track down radio signals from beyond the edges of the map. All seemed a bit boring and scientific to me. Then Ace started saying he thought someone was following him. I asked him to let me come with him when I met him at Rail Nomads to give him the repeater units. But he told me to go back to base. He said he was just jumping at shadows because those radio broadcasts had spooked him. I should have gone with him. Why didn't I go with him?
Weird
Ace played me some of
broadcasts.
them before he died. Hard to make out a lot of it, but what I heard made my hair stand on end. Some guy talking about turning men into machines. Or machines into men, or some shit. But the crazy thing was, then he starts talking about us, the Rangers. Saying we're the cause of all the trouble in the world, and we need to be wiped out so his glorious future can be born. I mean, who is this guy? Where is he? What the fuck does he have against us?
And the repeater units.
I don't really know the details. It's all a bunch of mumbo-jumbo about transmitters and north-south axis and signals bouncing off the clouds. Ask Woodson about it. He's our radio genius.
So what about Woodson?
Radio technician Wade Woodson? Sure do. He's the guy that makes sure you can hear Vargas when you're out on patrol. Keeps the machines running and the signal clear. He'll also talk your ear off about circuits and frequencies and I don't know what else if you let him. But be nice to him. He's your lifeline to the base.
Rail Nomads.
Could be a nice little place if the Atchisons and Topekans would kiss and make up. I can't even remember what it's all about. But between them, they got enough old railroad tech that if they worked together, they could give this area a real transportation system. Instead, seems like all they want to do is blow each other's heads off. Idiots.
Quartz.
Man, not sure I can recall. Haven't been out that way in ages. Don't even know if it's still on the map. Ask Thrasher, he'd know.
Where's Thrasher now?
You better call him Gilbert now. Funny, back in the day he just seemed like this big old growly bear. Strong as an ox and just about as articulate. But then he got all torn up during our fight with the robots from Base Cochise. And you couldn't go out on patrol no more. Any other commander would have handed him his walk-in papers. But Vargas doesn't dump old friends. So he started him working in the museum. And once you know it, turns out the old bear has a knack for cartography. He's been gradually mapping our little corner of the Wasteland ever since. Who'd have thunk it?
And the old base.
An old military facility from before the war. And the biggest fight the Rangers ever had. There was some crazy computer in there that kept spitting out robots and sending them off to kill people. We had one hell of a fight putting it down. Earned our stripes that day. Literally. That's when I became Captain Death.
And computer was making the robots.
Yeah. The Base Cochise AI. Don't know what was wrong with it. Broken, I guess. It thought everybody was its enemy. Wanted to kill the whole planet.
So what about the tattoo, Angela?
You noticed that, huh? Lace always said I wore my heart on my sleeve. Yeah, I mean, Ace. We were more than just old army buddies, if you know what I mean. That's why it hurts so bad. That's why I want to come with you.
Sure, we are babies.
Sorry, but you are. As cute as little kittens. Y'all remind me of us. Snake, Razor, Thrasher, and me. Back when we were just starting out. Thinking we were gonna save the world for the future. Thinking none of us would ever die. Christ, sorry. Don't listen to me. Youth is good. Optimism is good. If we all started out worn out and jaded like me, nobody'd ever try to change the world. So you kids go ahead and give it a go. Maybe it'll work this time.
So, Hellraiser, what happened to him?
He's another one gone. Went out for a patrol a few weeks back and never came home. Don't know if he's dead or AWOL or gone off to join the Scorpions. All anybody knows is he hasn't called in, and we haven't heard from anybody who's seen him. I miss old Hellraiser like blazes. Didn't talk much. Didn't make friends easy. Wasn't big on social graces. But he was as loyal as they come. And when the shit started flying, he was the guy you wanted at your back. He didn't win that name by accident. Sharp as a razor. Scary as hell.
Red Scorpions.
You weren't briefed on those fucks during your training? Well, let me fill you in. You know when we left the prison and moved here to the Citadel? Well, the Scorpions were the jerks who moved into the prison when we moved out. Just a bunch of rangers back then, but they've been getting more organized. Call themselves a militia now, and they try to act like they're the Desert Rangers of Eastern Arizona. Well, that's a load of horse shit. Protection racket ain't the same as protecting people. They shake down all their towns for money, and if the locals don't kick in, they smash them up. The Rangers aren't like that. We get by on donations and good old-fashioned scavenging.
Tell us about Eastern Arizona.
Basically everything between the prison and the radiation clouds to the east. There are a few small towns and farms out there, which the Scorpions claim is their territory. Rangers used to patrol that area before we moved here, and we knew it pretty well. But a lot can change in 15 years. Who knows? Maybe it's all as clean and nice and crime-free as the Scorpions say it is. But I've got my doubts.
Radiation clouds.
The edges of the map, kiddies. Big hot areas we can't get into without getting cooked to a crisp. The clouds move around some with the wind and the weather, but there are permanent hot spots on every side of us. North, south, east, and west. Until we started hearing those weird broadcasts, I kinda thought those clouds went on forever, and that Arizona was the last place on Earth. But maybe there's more people out there. Maybe the whole rest of the world's just fine, and we're the only ones in hell. Wouldn't that be a joke?
So, Vargas used to be called Snake?
Yep. He was one wild-ass son of a bitch back in the day. But I think the weight of his responsibilities has kinda squashed that out of him now. He hasn't been in a decent bar fight in, shit, a decade maybe?
And how well did you know him?
Better than he'd like. Back in the day, the General was the craziest of us all. But somehow, after he brought down Base Cochise, he became the sanest. Now he's running the whole show, and doing a damn fine job. While I'm still walking patrols and answering radio calls. Shows you how much ambition I got, huh?
Say, listen. Vargas asked you to look into Ace's death because he thought I was too upset to be professional about it. He didn't want me going off half-cocked and shooting up all of Arizona looking for his killer. But I gotta find this guy. Ace and me, well, we'd been fighting side by side for nigh on 20 years. I'm not letting him die unavenged. So, well, I know it's going against orders, but if you let me tag along and be in at the kill, well, I'll help you find your feet out there. Maybe give you a few pointers along the way. I may be old and slow, but I know the wastes like the back of my hand. What do you say?
And we say yes, of course.
No need to tell Vargas why I joined you. If anybody asks, I'm just helping you get oriented.
Now the
right?
voice acting seems alright with me, but there's a definite difference in sound quality. I guess some of that cannot be avoided, but it is noticeable. Yeah, right now I'm thinking, well, let's travel back to the Citadel entrance and let's talk to the guard again. We got a character with hard-ass skill, but yeah, that will not happen. So we will come back after we found the repeater units. Now let's talk to the trader so you can see the trade interface. Solvi C-Force. Yeah, let's meet her. And she has a nice background story to tell. But right now, and a few new names, Melson and Mercaptain. Right now we are interested in the trade interface. And she can outfit us, but not for free, of course. So let's check out the interface and some of the prices. The radiation suits are still available. I thought I read somewhere that these were removed from this vendor, but apparently not. And let's check out the most expensive ammunition, which will be the sniper rifle. But let's see what that is. And you actually must switch between buy and sell. I do not really remember how this was in the vanilla game. But yeah, these sniper rifle bullets are pretty expensive. So we will be back when we got more stuff to sell. Well, you can at least select the entire squad and sell all the stuff. That's good. Yeah, we will be back later. Right now, let's get some more free stuff. And let's check the eastern perimeter. This guy is too busy to talk, so we'll leave him be. And next up is the skill usage interface. And this is a pretty good improvement. You do not need to select a squad member. You get all the available options in one window. Right now, let's go for lockpicking with Bud. Good job. And let's get the guns and ammo. A shotgun. I do not think we have someone in the squad right now with that skill, so we may sell it later. Yeah, some ammo, we can certainly use that. and I'm using the distribute button. I'm not sure how well that works, but let's check out Angela and equip a secondary weapon just to be sure. And she only has assault rifles, and so we have no one with the shotgun skill. And Angela has a perk, hardened, +1 base armor. And no quirks. She also has 6 speed, so our entire squad has now 6 speed. That's probably good, I'm guessing. So ready to enter the wastes and start our mission. But I'll probably save that for the next episode. So I'll leave it at this, and I'll see you in the next one.